group of girls mercilessly mocking him. Amidst the laughter and taunting, one girl stands out from the crowd. Hayase Nagatoro, a first-year student with an astute eye. Nagatoro quickly deduces that the hero of Naoto's manga is based on himself, setting the stage for a tumultuous and enthralling relationship. Nagatoro derives pleasure from subjecting Naoto to torment, deriving a sense of amusement and satisfaction from his discomfort. She utilizes the stark contrast between Naoto's character's courage in his manga and his timid nature in real life as a point of comparison. By continuously teasing him, Nagatoro pushes Naoto to the point where his emotions are on the verge of overflowing, teetering on the edge of tears. In doing so, she exposes his vulnerable side, making him confront his insecurities and highlighting the stark difference between his idealized self and his reality. This onslaught of teasing elicits a complex mix of emotions within Naoto: frustration at being the target of such relentless attention, yet simultaneously fascinated by Nagatoro's unwavering persistence. Driven by a desire to avoid further humiliation, Naoto resolves to keep his distance from Nagatoro, hoping to shield himself from future embarrassment. Nagatoro's mischievous nature is unrestrained and uninhibited. She fearlessly interrupts Naoto during his art club activities, intruding upon his personal space. With unwavering confidence, she compels him to create a portrait of her, leveraging her power of persuasion to ensure his compliance. However, Nagatoro's mischief doesn't stop there. She takes her teasing to another level by provocatively suggesting that he draw her in the nude, intentionally provoking a sense of unease and flustered discomfort within Naoto. This audacious suggestion catches him off guard, further amplifying his uneasiness and adding an extra layer of tension to the situation. In a calculated move, Nagatoro uses the allure of a secret prize as bait, tempting Naoto with the promise of a reward upon completion of the drawing. This tantalizing offer serves as an incentive, driving Naoto's curiosity and motivating him to engage in the artistic challenge despite his growing apprehension. As Naoto finishes the drawing, Nagatoro's antics reach a climax. She pretends to offer him a kiss, only to mock him relentlessly, pointing out his inability to capture her thighs accurately due to his overwhelming embarrassment. The floodgates open once again, and Naoto finds himself unable to hold back his tears. Their eventful day continues as they make their way home together. Nagatoro, in her unpredictable manner, asks Naoto on a date. However, she quickly reveals her true intentions by ridiculing him for naively believing she was serious. In an accidental turn of events, she pushes Naoto into a nearby river, expecting a surge of anger from him. Surprisingly, Naoto remains composed, and this piques Nagatoro's curiosity. Demanding an explanation, Nagatoro questions Naoto's lack of anger, to which he reveals a profound truth. After enduring a lifetime of bullying, Naoto has become desensitized to anger. While Nagatoro's actions may annoy him, he secretly appreciates the attention she showers upon him. Satisfied with his response, Nagatoro asserts her dominance by demanding that Naoto address her as Nagatoro, while she affectionately refers to him as Senpai. With this powerful exchange, the stage is set for a captivating and tumultuous relationship between Naoto and Nagatoro. Their intricate dance of torment and intrigue promises a series filled with emotional highs and lows as they navigate the uncharted territory of their evolving connection. Senpai, enticed by the alluring cover, makes a fateful decision to purchase an erotic vampire manga. The captivating artwork and intriguing premise instantly capture his interest. However, before Senpai can delve into the pages, Nagatoro cunningly swoops in and snatches the manga from his grasp, setting in motion a chain of events that will reshape their relationship forever. As Nagatoro flips through the stolen manga, she finds herself unexpectedly drawn into the story's captivating narrative. The characters and their struggles resonate with her, but she can't help but notice a significant parallel. The portrayal of the cowardly human protagonist bears a striking resemblance to none other than Senpai himself, adding an intriguing layer of intrigue to their budding dynamic. This stolen manga becomes more than just a source of entertainment. It becomes a catalyst for Nagatoro's fascination with Senpai. The realization that the protagonist's vulnerabilities mirror Senpai's persona deepens her curiosity, fueling her desire to understand him on a deeper level. This newfound connection, born from the stolen manga, lays the foundation for their evolving relationship and sets the stage for the captivating interactions that follow. With a mischievous glint in her eyes, Nagatoro boldly lunges at Senpai, playfully assuming the role of a vampire ready to strike. Their playful encounter takes an unexpected turn when Nagatoro's aim goes awry, and instead of innocently landing her playful attack, she accidentally grabs hold of Senpai's crotch. A sudden physical contact catches them both off guard, and a flush of embarrassment spreads across their faces, tainting the moment with an awkward intensity. Nagatoro, always sharp-witted and quick to seize an opportunity, swiftly capitalizes on the situation. Not one to let an amusing moment slip away, she teases Senpai mercilessly, relishing in his visible reaction of flustered embarrassment. Her playful taunts serve to further unsettle Senpai, leaving him feeling vulnerable and exposed to her teasing nature. This unexpected turn of events not only deepens their connection, but also sets the stage for the exhilarating dynamics that define their evolving relationship. The day after their eventful encounter, Nagatoro presents Senpai with a daring proposition. She suggests a game that pushes the boundaries of their comfort zones and the intimate challenge of accurately poking each other's nipples beneath their clothing. The stakes are raised significantly as the winner of this audacious game gains the power to make the loser do anything they desire, with no room for refusal. Reluctantly, Senpai agrees to participate, driven by a glimmer of hope that winning the game will provide him with the upper hand to finally quell Nagatoro's ceaseless teasing. It's a risky decision, but one that Senpai is willing to take in an attempt to regain some control over their interactions. In his heart, he yearns for the possibility that emerging victorious might grant him the leverage needed to shift the power dynamic between them. The game's unconventional nature underscores the unique bond that Senpai and Nagatoro share. It symbolizes their willingness to engage in daring and intimate challenges, testing the limits of their connection. With both apprehension and determination in his heart, Senpai enters into this daring game, hoping to emerge triumphant and in turn change the dynamics of their relationship forever. To his surprise, Nagatoro skillfully pinpoints Senpai's nipples on her first attempt, leaving him momentarily taken aback. Assuming Senpai will be too embarrassed to take his turn, Nagatoro becomes confident in her imminent victory. However, Senpai summons the courage to give it a try, causing Nagatoro to become flustered and abruptly declare the game over. Before Senpai can have his chance, Nagatoro escapes, leaving him puzzled and craving more. Later, Senpai seeks solace in his favorite restaurant, immersing himself in his manga. To his surprise, Nagatoro arrives at the same restaurant, accompanied by her friend and two boys on a double date. Senpai observes that Nagatoro appears disinterested and refrains from teasing the boys, sparking curiosity within him. As the group leaves the restaurant, Nagatoro's teasing nature resurfaces and their familiar banter resumes on their walk home. Senpai can't help but wonder about the contrasting sides of Nagatoro, experiencing both her genuine moments and her mischievous facade. Nagatoro, fueled by her mischievous nature, takes great delight in toying with Senpai's emotions. In a daring act of mischief, she sets her sights on giving him a taste of her playful antics. With a mischievous grin adorning her face, Nagatoro cunningly decides to play a teasing game with him, pretending to undress right before his eyes. The air crackles with anticipation as Nagatoro tantalizingly insinuates that she will bear it all, hinting at the possibility of stripping naked. Senpai finds himself caught in a whirlwind of relief and disappointment, his emotions pulled in opposite directions. His relief stems from the knowledge that Nagatoro's actions were merely a playful act, sparing him from an intense moment of vulnerability. However, a tinge of disappointment lingers, hinting at an underlying desire to witness such an audacious act. With a mischievous twinkle in her eyes, Nagatoro unravels her playful ruse, revealing that she is wearing a swimsuit as underwear. This revelation leaves Senpai both flustered and vulnerable to her relentless teasing. Nagatoro seizes the opportunity, reveling in his visible reaction, and proceeds to mock him for falling headfirst into her cleverly crafted trap. Every nuance of his embarrassment feeds into her amusement as she savors the power she holds over him in this teasing game they play. This exhilarating display of playful manipulation sets the stage for the intricate dance of emotions that characterizes their evolving relationship. Nagatoro's ability to effortlessly toy with Senpai's emotions leaves a lasting impression, establishing a unique dynamic that promises to captivate and engage viewers throughout the series. As their journey homeward continues, fate throws a sudden rainstorm in their path. With the rain pouring down relentlessly, Nagatoro and Senpai find themselves seeking refuge from the elements. In a stroke of serendipity, they huddle together, the proximity bringing an undeniable tension to the air. Ever the mischievous tease, Nagatoro seizes the moment to playfully rouse Senpai's emotions once again. She can't resist the urge to highlight the effects of the rain on her clothing, slyly drawing attention to her now transparent shirt. The realization that her attire has become see-through adds a thrilling layer of excitement to their already charged encounter. Caught off guard by the provocative revelation, Senpai's eyes inadvertently wander, expecting to catch a glimpse of Nagatoro's swimsuit. However, his gaze falls upon an unexpected sight, a sight of her bra bared by the sheer fabric of her wet shirt. Embarrassment engulfs both Nagatoro and Senpai, their cheeks tinged with a deep shade of crimson. The fleeting yet potent moment of vulnerability shared between them serves to deepen the intricate nature of their relationship. In this delicate and electric moment, the boundary between playful teasing and genuine intimacy blurs. The rainstorm becomes a metaphorical backdrop mirroring the swirling emotions that envelop Nagatoro and Senpai. Their connection takes on a new dimension as their shared experiences forge a path toward deeper understanding and a captivating exploration of the complexities of their relationship. With the rain persisting, Nagatoro extends an invitation to her nearby home, providing respite from the inclement weather. Senpai, unable to refuse her kind offer after his clothes are put into the dryer, reluctantly accepts. Little does he know that this decision will lead to unexpected twists and turns. Inside Nagatoro's home, they engage in gaming sessions, with Senpai harboring secret intentions of seeking revenge through his gaming prowess. However, Nagatoro's teasing continues, leaving Senpai flustered and ultimately defeated. Despite his defeat, Senpai begrudgingly admits that he had an enjoyable time. The following day at lunch, Senpai finds himself without a place to sit, forcing him to join Nagatoro and her friends. As he takes his seat, an interesting dynamic unfolds. Nagatoro displays visible signs of jealousy when her friends attempt to touch Senpai, even going so far as to defend him from their teasing. Caught off guard by this unexpected display, Senpai blurts out a loud declaration that he and Nagatoro are not dating, unintentionally annoying her. Later on, Nagatoro attempts to teach Senpai the art of turning teasing into a comedic routine. To demonstrate, she playfully slaps his shoulder. However, Senpai's flustered state gets the better of him, resulting in an accidental slap to her breasts. The mutual flustering leaves them momentarily speechless, but Nagatoro swiftly recovers and teases him, insinuating that he intentionally touched her breasts. Caught in a whirlwind of playful banter and mischievous schemes, Nagatoro's friends, Gamo and Yashi, revel in the art of teasing and tormenting Senpai. With wicked delight, they take every opportunity to poke fun at his lack of romantic experience, teasing him for being a virgin, an aspect of his life they consider fair game for mockery. In a daring display of their mischievous nature, Gamo and Yashi devise a devious plan to test Senpai's reactions. They coax him into squeezing Gamo's seemingly alluring breasts, goading him with the promise of a scandalous encounter. However, to Senpai's surprise and relief, their prank unravels when they unveil the clever trickery at play. Bean buns, cunningly concealed beneath Gamo's shirt, are exposed, revealing that their taunting was all in good fun. Laughter reverberates through the air as Gamo and Yashi hastily retreat, leaving Senpai in a state of bewilderment and flustered embarrassment. In this tempest of playful pranks, the dynamics between Nagatoro, Gamo, Yashi, and Senpai begin to crystallize. It becomes evident that Senpai has become the target of their teasing, an unwitting participant in their whimsical games. As their laughter subsides, leaving Senpai to grapple with a mix of amusement, confusion, and a touch of wounded pride, Nagatoro enters the scene, casting fresh light on the unfolding drama. Nagatoro, though visibly jealous of the interaction between Senpai and her friends, finds solace in the knowledge that he only touched the innocent bean buns and not Gamo's actual breasts. This revelation eases her annoyance, replacing it with a sense of relief. Unwilling to let Senpai off the hook, Nagatoro devises yet another game to keep him on his toes. She challenges him to distinguish between a regular bean bun and a limited edition one hidden beneath her shirt. However, in a twist of fate, one of the buns accidentally slips out, leading to an unintended and highly embarrassing encounter. Senpai's hand lands on Nagatoro's actual breast, causing a rush of flustered emotions to course through both of them, intensifying their connection. As the day progresses, Nagatoro assumes the role of Senpai's model for his artwork. Amidst the creative process, she astutely observes that Senpai's attention keeps drifting towards their classmate, Hosokawa, renowned for her popularity and skills in the baseball club. Nagatoro astutely deduces that Senpai is harboring feelings of jealousy. With a mixture of empathy and mischievous wisdom, she points out that Senpai cannot expect to receive praise for his talents if he fails to offer praise to others in return. Prompted by her demands, Senpai reluctantly begins to shower Nagatoro with compliments, expressing his genuine admiration for various aspects of her personality. To his surprise, Nagatoro reciprocates this sentiment, acknowledging his endearing reactions to her teasing. Amidst the banter and playful dynamics, Senpai struggles to capture Nagatoro's essence in his drawing, hindered by her continuous teasing. However, as fatigue overtakes her, Nagatoro succumbs to slumber, creating a brief respite for Senpai. Seizing the opportunity, he unleashes his artistic prowess, skillfully rendering her features on paper. With the completion of the drawing, Nagatoro playfully feigns a kiss, only for Senpai to realize he has mistakenly kissed a toy. Her teasing nature reigns supreme once again as she teases him about his fleeting hopes, though she does confess her genuine fondness for the artwork he has created. This eventful and emotionally charged day lays the foundation for the intricate dance of emotions between Nagatoro and Senpai. As their interactions fluctuate between teasing, empathy, and vulnerable moments of connection, a captivating narrative of mutual growth and understanding begins to unfold. As Nagatoro peacefully slumbers, her subconscious mind is consumed by a vivid nightmare, a reflection of her deepest fear and insecurities. In this dream, she is tormented by the haunting possibility that Senpai, the object of her attention, may overlook her in favor of the company of Gamo and Yashi. The intense emotions of jealousy and abandonment weigh heavily on her psyche, manifesting in the vivid scenes that unfold within her sleeping mind. Suddenly, Nagatoro's eyes snap open, jolted awake from the unsettling dream. Her cheeks burn with embarrassment as she realizes the vulnerability she had unwittingly revealed in her sleep. To her surprise and delight, she finds Senpai by her side, having covered her slumbering form with a warm and comforting blanket. The gesture touches her deeply, filling her heart with a mix of gratitude and a newfound sense of closeness. Overflowing with playful energy, Nagatoro seizes the opportunity to express her appreciation. With mischievous delight, she tickles Senpai, relishing in the joy of their shared moment. In a daring move, she dares Senpai to tickle her in return, inviting him to reciprocate the playful affection. However, as the anticipation mounts and their connection intensifies, Nagatoro's bashfulness overwhelms her, causing her to withdraw from the challenge at the last moment. Her heart pounds within her chest, a tumultuous mix of emotions ranging from excitement to trepidation, leaving her yearning for more while grappling with the fear of vulnerability. With a newfound sense of camaraderie, Nagatoro offers to trim Senpai's unruly locks, a proposition that he eventually agrees to after some hesitation. However, just as she begins her task, Gamo and Yashi intrude upon the scene, seizing Senpai and threatening to shave his entire head as an act of mischief. Fueled by a determination to protect Senpai, Nagatoro rushes back, her fury palpable, causing Gamo and Yashi to scatter in fear. Moved by Senpai's unwavering resistance against their mischievous plan, Nagatoro reciprocates his trust by giving him a well-deserved and skillfully executed haircut, a tangible symbol of their growing bond. Amidst the scorching heat that blankets the summer landscape, Nagatoro, unyielding in her determination, insists on seeking relief in the delightful form of shaved ice. Oblivious to the attention her attire unwittingly attracts is Senpai, who assumes the role of her silent protector, shielding her from the prying and leering gazes of onlookers. The beads of perspiration that cling to her skin have inadvertently unveiled the faint silhouette of her bra beneath her shirt, a subtle invitation for unwanted attention. Instinctively attuned to Nagatoro's unease, Senpai becomes her unwavering guardian, silently guiding her away from the bustling crew. With an empathetic understanding of her discomfort, he leads her to a tranquil oasis, shrouded in the welcoming embrace of shade. In this shelter haven, Nagatoro finds solace, allowing her body to gradually recuperate from the relentless assault of the sweltering heat. In a heartfelt display of gratitude, Nagatoro, touched by Senpai's unwavering support and thoughtfulness, surprises him with a small but meaningful gesture. She takes it upon herself to purchase ice cream for both of them, a sweet token of appreciation that speaks volumes about her growing fondness for him. It is a gesture that transcends mere words, a subtle acknowledgement of the depth of their connection and a testament to the budding bond they share amidst the scorching summer days. As the summer break approaches, Senpai resigns himself to the inevitable separation from Nagatoro, believing that their paths will not cross until the end of the season. However, to his surprise, Nagatoro requests his phone number, shattering his assumptions and leaving him perplexed by her unexpected interest in staying in touch. Yet his hopes for a genuine connection are dashed as Nagatoro bombards him with an onslaught of messages, playfully labeling him a pervert. A bittersweet mixture of amusement and confusion lingers within Senpai as he navigates the enigmatic nature of their evolving relationship. Senpai's eyelids fluttered open, and as his vision cleared, he found himself in a world unlike any he had ever seen before. It was a realm teeming with magic and adventure, where brave warriors and fearsome beasts roamed the land. Bewildered yet curious, Senpai realized that he had been transported to a fantastical realm, a realm where he held the fate of defeating the notorious Demon Lord. As Senpai adjusted to his surroundings, he encountered three extraordinary individuals who would become his comrades on this perilous journey. There was Nagatoro, a fierce and agile feline warrior with a mysterious allure. Gamo was a skilled huntress with unparalleled accuracy and a mischievous grin. Lastly, Yashi is a captivating dragon girl whose fiery temperament matched her awe-inspiring powers. Together, they formed an unlikely team, united by their shared goal of vanquishing the malevolent Demon Lord. Their adventure led them through treacherous landscapes and harrowing battles. Along the way, Senpai began to notice peculiar traits about his newfound companions. The more time they spent together, the more he realized that Nagatoro, Gamo, and Yashi bore a striking resemblance to the three demon lords they sought to defeat. It was a revelation that left Senpai in a state of both disbelief and discomfort. The girls-turned demon lords took delight in tormenting Senpai, their taunts piercing his confidence like sharpened arrows. They mocked him mercilessly for his perceived cowardice and lack of experience, branding him with the scornful label of a cowardly virgin. Each jibe struck a nerve, exacerbating Senpai's insecurities and fueling his determination to prove himself in this fantastical realm. Suddenly, Senpai's eyes flew open and he found himself sitting in a familiar restaurant drenched in a cold sweat. It had all been a vivid nightmare, a twisted tale concocted from the depths of his imagination. Senpai's heart raced as he realized that the fantastical world he had encountered was nothing more than a story he had been writing. The nightmare had taken on a life of its own, consuming him in its clutches. As Senpai collected himself, he noticed Nagatoro by his side, her mischievous eyes gleaming with curiosity. She had stumbled upon his notebook, the pages adorned with intricate drawings of her transformed into a seductive cat girl. Blushing furiously, Senpai attempted to stammer an explanation, but Nagatoro's teasing laughter filled the air, enveloping him in a mixture of embarrassment and amusement. Despite the bewildering nightmare and the embarrassing drawings, Nagatoro insisted on dragging Senpai to the beach. Gamo and Yashi join the excursion, their vibrant bikinis leaving Senpai both intrigued and flustered. The trio of girls reveled in teasing him, deliberately igniting a spark of jealousy within Nagatoro's heart. Seeking refuge from the scorching sun and his aversion to sunburns, Senpai settled himself in the comforting shade. Armed with a sketchbook and pencil, he embraced his passion for art, capturing the beauty and serenity of the beach on paper. Nagatoro, ever persistent, offered to apply some cream on his exposed skin, a gesture of intimacy that Senpai hesitated to accept. He feared that such an act was reserved for couples in romantic relationships. Frustrated by his rejection, Nagatoro unleashed her playful yet mischievous side. With a swift and forceful kick, she applied the sun cream to Senpai's body, her playful aggression evident in her actions. Not to be outdone, Gamo and Yashi followed suit, leaving Senpai buried under a mountain of teasing and tickling. Yet during the chaotic and unexpected turn of events, Senpai found himself genuinely enjoying the beach outing. The laughter, the camaraderie, and the lighthearted moments warmed his heart. And as the day drew to a close, it was revealed that while Senpai had been sketching, he had captured a radiant smile on Nagatoro's face, an unguarded expression of pure joy. The revelation touched Nagatoro's heart, witnessing the genuine happiness she had brought to Senpai's life. It was a realization that spoke volumes about their blossoming connection, transcending the boundaries of their teasing and revealing a deeper bond between them. As the sun began to set on that eventful day, Senpai and Nagatoro stood side by side, their shadows merging into one. It was a testament to the adventure they had shared, the hurdles they had overcome, and the newfound understanding that had blossomed between them. In the depths of Senpai's sketchbook, a secret smile remained etched on Nagatoro's face, a testament to the lasting impact of their beach excursion and the unspoken emotions that had begun to intertwine their destinies. As the summer festival approached, Senpai couldn't help but feel a tinge of disappointment. Nagatoro, the mischievous girl who had teased and tormented him relentlessly, hadn't extended an invitation for him to join her at the lively event. Determined not to miss out on the festivities, Senpai decided to attend the summer festival by himself. As Senpai wandered through the festival grounds, marveling at the vibrant stalls and the infectious energy that filled the air, he unexpectedly crossed paths with Gamo and Yashi, Nagatoro's mischievous friends. Sensing an opportunity to provoke Nagatoro's jealousy, Gamo mischievously snapped a picture of Senpai and his companions and swiftly sent it to her. Upon receiving the photo, Nagatoro's face flushed with a mix of emotions, surprise, confusion, and a hint of jealousy. Without a moment's hesitation, she dashed off toward the festival, fueled by an urgent need to reclaim Senpai's attention. In her heart, a spark of determination ignited as she faced Gamo's challenge to win Senpai back. The festival games became the stage for Nagatoro's playful teasing. As they engaged in various competitions, she couldn't help but taunt Senpai about his unspoken desire for her to invite him to the festival. With a mischievous glimmer in her eyes, she hinted that perhaps he could have extended an invitation to her instead. Nagatoro emerged victorious in the festival games, successfully reclaiming Senpai's attention from Gamo and Yashi. As her friends graciously accepted defeat and left, the festival reached its grand finale, a breathtaking display of fireworks that painted the night sky with brilliant colors. To find a more secluded spot to enjoy the fireworks, Senpai led Nagatoro away from the bustling crowd. However, their choice of location proved to be more than they'd bargained for. Surrounded by couples stealing kisses, they found themselves in an inadvertent makeout spot. A surge of awkwardness washed over them, causing a momentary pause in their banter. Nagatoro playfully accused Senpai of trying to get her alone while being too timid to make a move. In a surprising turn, Senpai mustered his courage and retorted that Nagatoro was just as hesitant. The tension between them hung in the air, punctuated by the realization that they were unwittingly caught in a romantic haven. Reacting swiftly to the uncomfortable situation, they hastily retreated from the amorous ambience. In the wake of their unplanned escape, Senpai suggested that they make attending the festival together a tradition, an idea that brought a bright smile to Nagatoro's face, indicating her genuine delight at the prospect. Upon returning to school, Senpai noticed a boy in Nagatoro's group who seemed a bit too familiar, his arm draped casually around her shoulder. Emboldened by their growing connection, Senpai found the courage to approach Nagatoro and invite her to leave with him, eager for some uninterrupted time together. To his delight, Nagatoro happily accepted his invitation, bidding her bewildered friends farewell as she embarked on this newfound adventure with Senpai. As they walked away hand in hand, the perplexed boys were left behind, their confusion lingering in the air. As the two of them ventured through the festival grounds, they encountered another member of Nagatoro's circle of friends, Sakura, one of the girls who had once bullied Senpai for his passion for drawing manga in the library. Senpai's journey towards self-improvement takes an unexpected turn when Nagatoro, recognizing his weak muscles, takes it upon herself to push him toward physical fitness. With a mischievous glint in her eyes, she challenges Senpai to carry her on his back as a form of exercise. However, the situation quickly becomes overwhelming for Senpai as the stimulation from Nagatoro's butt proves to be too distracting, causing him to collapse under the weight. While Senpai's physical strength may falter, his dedication to other pursuits becomes evident as he becomes engrossed in a new video game. Caught up in the excitement and thrill of the virtual world, Senpai begins to neglect his studies. Nagatoro, ever aware of his tendencies, warns him about the consequences of failing his exams and potentially repeating the year. Little does Senpai know that the thought of being in the same class as Nagatoro is a source of both anxiety and anticipation for her. In a thoughtless moment, Senpai blurts out that being in the same class as Nagatoro would be fun, unwittingly embarrassing them both. Realizing the implications of his statement, Senpai resolves to study diligently, driven by a mix of determination and a desire to avoid an awkward situation with Nagatoro. His efforts pay off as he passes his exams with flying colors, earning him a sense of accomplishment. However, Nagatoro can't resist teasing him for seemingly going out of his way to avoid being in her class. Unbeknownst to Senpai, Nagatoro overhears a conversation between him, Gamo, Yashi, and Sakura that sounds suspicious. Bursting into the scene, her jealousy taking hold, Nagatoro discovers the group attempting to extract a splinter from Senpai's thumb. Overwhelmed by possessiveness, she takes matters into her own hands and skillfully removes the splinter, showing a surprising level of care and concern. Carrying a lingering trace of annoyance from the previous splinter incident, Nagatoro seizes the opportunity to challenge Senpai to a game of rock, paper, and scissors. However, this time there's a wager involved. The loser must carry the winner home. Senpai, known for his unfortunate luck, finds himself on the losing side once again, bound to fulfill his part of the agreement. Reluctantly, Senpai lifts Nagatoro onto his back, their positions reversed from before. But as he carries her, nerves and clumsiness get the best of him. In a moment of sheer misfortune, he fumbles and accidentally ends up grabbing Nagatoro's butt with both hands. The sudden and unexpected touch leaves them both stunned and mortified, their faces flushed with embarrassment. Overwhelmed by the situation, Nagatoro's instinctual reaction is to flee home, seeking solace in the safety of her own space. As she hurries away, Senpai remains behind, a mix of regret and confusion swirling within him. He never intended to cause any discomfort or cross any boundaries, yet the awkwardness of the moment lingers, leaving him uncertain of how to mend the situation. This unexpected turn of events adds another layer of complexity to their relationship. The incident serves as a reminder that their interactions, while filled with teasing and playful banter, can sometimes lead to unforeseen consequences. Both Nagatoro and Senpai are left grappling with their emotions, questioning the impact of their actions on their evolving connection. In a twist of fate, Nagatoro decides to call Senpai, seizing the opportunity to tease him further. In a playful tone, she declares that she is in the bath, relishing in his flustered reaction. However, her amusement gets the best of her, and she accidentally activates her phone's camera, causing Senpai to catch a glimpse of her naked. The moment leaves them both mortified and embarrassed, unsure of how to proceed. Their bond, though filled with teasing and moments of embarrassment, continues to grow stronger as they navigate these unconventional experiences together. Senpai's determination to better himself and Nagatoro's ever-present teasing provide the foundation for their unique relationship, one that evolves with each new encounter. The journey of Senpai and Nagatoro, with all its ups and downs, serves as a testament to the complexity of young love and self-discovery. Nagatoro's newfound obsession with boxing sparks an unexpected challenge for Senpai. Determined to put their skills to the test, Nagatoro demands a duel, urging Senpai to step into the ring with her. However, in their enthusiasm, they miscalculate their proximity, and what was intended to be a confrontational stance turns into a near embrace. The sudden closeness catches them off guard, leaving them both blushing and flustered, their hearts pounding with a mixture of embarrassment and unspoken emotions. Meanwhile, in another part of their lives, the girls find their peaceful lunchroom invaded by a group of gaming nerds. Annoyed by the intrusion, they devise a plan to break up their friendships and reclaim their space. Sakura, known for her ability to captivate others, is sent as the emissary to flirt and create jealousy among the nerds. Her mission is to sow discord and make them question their alliances. Amidst their playful banter, the girls find themselves discussing Senpai's romantic inclinations or lack thereof. Nagatoro, ever mischievous, insists that Senpai harbors perverted thoughts and even wagers that he has a stash of adult material hidden in the clubroom. The other girls, skeptical of Senpai's interest in the opposite sex, join in the teasing, fueling the wager and doubting his innocence. Nagatoro, determined to prove her point, searches the clubroom high and low for any evidence of Senpai's alleged perversion. However, her efforts yield no results, leading to mockery from Gamo and a sense of sympathy from Senpai. Sensing Nagatoro's disappointment, he drops a subtle hint about the location of a hidden magazine, allowing her to claim victory in the wager. With a mischievous glint in her eyes, Nagatoro seizes the opportunity to tease Senpai mercilessly, relishing in her triumph and his embarrassment. The dynamics between Nagatoro and Senpai continue to evolve as Nagatoro gets a new ear piercing. She seizes the opportunity to convince Senpai to let her pierce his ear as well, wanting them to share this small but significant bond. Though hesitant at first, Senpai eventually agrees, trusting Nagatoro with the delicate task. However, much to his surprise, Nagatoro only pretends to pierce his ear, teasing him about his desire to match her and their budding connection. As their interactions unfold, Sakura unveils a personal dilemma. She confides in Senpai, revealing that one of the nerds from the lunchroom has been stalking her. Desperate for a solution, she implores Senpai to pretend to be her boyfriend to deter unwanted attention. Senpai's agreement to help Sakura sends waves of fury through Nagatoro, inciting jealousy and frustration within her. Observing their fake date from a distance, Nagatoro experiences a whirlwind of emotions. The sight of Senpai acting as Sakura's boyfriend stirs a mix of confusion, frustration, and an unfamiliar sense of possessiveness. Her true feelings start to surface, highlighting the complexities of their relationship and the depth of her attachment. Driven by her determination to protect Sakura and reclaim the authenticity of their connection, Nagatoro takes matters into her own hands. She confronts the stalker, displaying her unwavering strength and devotion to her friends. With her intervention, the situation is diffused and Nagatoro emerges as the hero of the day. As their fake date comes to an end, Gamo expresses disappointment at not being able to capture any embarrassing moments on camera, a testament to her mischievous nature. Nagatoro seizes the opportunity to tease Senpai once again, highlighting his awkwardness in the realm of dating, a confession he reluctantly acknowledges. These series of events serve as a testament to the intricate web of emotions and connections woven between Nagatoro, Senpai, and their friends. From playful challenges and teasing to moments of jealousy and vulnerability, their journey together explores the complexities of friendship, budding romance, and the discoveries they make about themselves along the way. Nagatoro, always the playful provocateur, decides to offer Senpai something she calls hot snaps. Naturally, his mind jumps to the assumption of nude photographs, only to have Nagatoro reveal that she was referring to a spicy chicken dish called snapping hot chicken. She seizes the opportunity to tease Senpai, playfully mocking him for his perverted thoughts, much to his embarrassment. Observing Senpai's lack of physical fitness, Nagatoro decides to take matters into her own hands and demands that he join her for a jog. Eager to prove himself, Senpai agrees, but his focus becomes compromised when Nagatoro arrives in a revealing running outfit. The sight leaves him momentarily flustered, unable to concentrate on the task at hand. As they embark on their jog, Senpai's lack of stamina becomes apparent and he collapses halfway through, exhausted and gasping for breath. Nagatoro, reveling the opportunity to torment him, mocks his physical abilities and taunts him until he musters the strength to push through and reach the finish line. However, the torment doesn't end there as Nagatoro continues to playfully torment him during their cool-down stretches, keeping the atmosphere charged with their unique dynamic. In need of a model for his latest drawing, Senpai tentatively asks Nagatoro if she would be willing to pose for him. Sensing an opportunity to tease him further, Nagatoro playfully agrees but imposes a condition. She will only pose if Senpai creates a drawing of her in a catgirl costume. Senpai, caught off guard by the request, agrees but feels a pang of guilt for his playful lie. To his astonishment, Nagatoro takes his requests seriously and shows up later dressed in a catgirl costume, ready to be his model. As Senpai's anxiety mounts, he is interrupted by the sound of familiar footsteps approaching. Thinking on his feet, he insists that Nagatoro hide, fearing the arrival of the art club president, someone who intimidates him. The art club president, curious about Senpai's ability to manage the club in her absence, arrives to inspect his progress. However, her focus shifts when she stumbles upon Senpai's drawings of a catgirl Nagatoro. Appalled by the provocative nature of the artwork, she threatens to shut down the club altogether. In a moment of passionate defense, Nagatoro emerges from hiding, furious at the president's disregard for Senpai's dedication to his art. With a fiery determination, she stands up for Senpai's creative expression, challenging the president's narrow-mindedness and defending their right to explore different artistic styles. Impressed by Nagatoro's unwavering support, the president proposes a challenge. She demands that Senpai organize his art exhibit at the upcoming cultural festival, competing directly against her exhibit. If the students vote for Senpai's exhibit as superior, she will leave the club alone, acknowledging the value of his artistic vision. Senpai's confidence is shaken as he learns about the president's previous exhibit, a provocative nude painting of herself. Struggling with self-doubt, he keeps the painting hidden, unsure of what to do with it. Nagatoro, ever curious, becomes suspicious of Senpai's secret and confronts him about it. To her surprise, Senpai admits to keeping the painting but assures her that his intentions are innocent. In an attempt to support Senpai's artistic journey, Nagatoro offers to model for him. However, Senpai hesitates, claiming that he lacks the skill to compete with the president's talent. The other girls seize this opportunity to playfully tease Senpai, suggesting that his reluctance stems from Nagatoro's perceived smaller breasts compared to the president. To everyone's surprise, Senpai comes to Nagatoro's defense, fiercely defending her and showcasing a newfound assertiveness that even surprises himself. Despite Nagatoro's numerous attempts to model for Senpai, he becomes increasingly discouraged. He fears that his drawings will pale in comparison to the president's masterpiece, potentially embarrassing Nagatoro in the process. In an attempt to protect her from any potential humiliation, Senpai decides to refrain from drawing Nagatoro altogether, instead focusing on his growth as an artist. In the meantime, the art club president divides the club room in half, seeking privacy for her next provocative nude portrait. While working on her controversial piece, she advises Senpai that his technical skills are commendable but lacking in passion. These words strike a chord within him, leaving him to contemplate the true essence of his art. One day, as Senpai and Nagatoro find themselves alone in the club room, Nagatoro catches a glimpse of the undressed president and hastily flees in embarrassment. Senpai, overcome by a surge of emotions, chases after her. During their chaotic pursuit, Senpai musters the courage to ask Nagatoro to be his model once more. However, she declines, caught off guard by his sudden request. To Nagatoro's surprise, Senpai reveals that he is happiest when drawing her and admits that he doesn't want to draw anyone else. His heartfelt confession leaves her flustered yet elated, and in a whimsical turn of events, they both stumble and fall into a nearby pool. Nagatoro playfully accuses Senpai of peeking at her bra, teasing him with her usual mischievous charm. Curiosity getting the best of her, Nagatoro questions Senpai's constant sketches of her in everyday situations. Senpai, blushing, confesses that he finds her cutest in those moments. Their mutual embarrassment creates a tender connection, allowing Nagatoro to relish the opportunity to tease Senpai once again. Amidst the unfolding relationship between Senpai and Nagatoro, the art club president confides in another student, seeking their insight into the dynamics surrounding her competition with Senpai. The student suggests that there may be underlying emotions and motivations driving both parties, hinting at a more complex connection beyond their artistic rivalry. As the cultural festival approaches and tensions rise, Senpai and the art club president find themselves engaged in a silent battle for recognition and validation. Meanwhile, Nagatoro grapples with her feelings for Senpai and the realization that there may be more to their relationship than meets the eye. The stage is set for a climactic showdown at the cultural festival, where Senpai's artistic talents and the president's provocative artistry will be put to the test. Amidst the competitive atmosphere, a deeper exploration of emotions, artistry, and the evolving bond between Senpai and Nagatoro awaits, promising unexpected twists and revelations that will shape their artistic journeys and their connection with each other. Senpai's artistic journey reaches its peak as he produces a series of stunning paintings capturing the essence of Nagatoro's daily life. Gamo, ever the mischievous instigator, suggests sabotaging the president's chances of winning the competition. However, Senpai insists on competing fairly, determined to showcase his skills and passion without any underhanded tactics. As the much-anticipated cultural festival finally arrives, Nagatoro and the girls rally behind Senpai, wearing adorable cat costumes to promote his paintings. The atmosphere is electric, with students buzzing around the art exhibits and admiring the talent on display. However, tension begins to simmer beneath the surface as both Senpai and Nagatoro start feeling a tinge of jealousy. Senpai becomes jealous when Nagatoro playfully teases and flirts with the visitors, garnering attention and laughter. Meanwhile, Nagatoro's jealousy intensifies as she witnesses other girls openly admiring Senpai's artwork and expressing admiration for his talent. Sensing the growing strain between them, Gamo cleverly intervenes, granting them a much-needed lunch break to address their feelings and dismiss their jealousy. During their brief respite, Senpai and Nagatoro open up to each other, acknowledging their insecurities and reassuring one another of their exclusive bond. They find solace in their connection, realizing that their relationship extends beyond the boundaries of artistic rivalry. Upon their return, Senpai and Nagatoro are met with an unexpected turn of events. The student council confronts the art club, refusing to let the president display her provocative nude painting, deeming it immoral. Senpai steps forward, defending the president's right to artistic expression, comparing it to his desire to paint Nagatoro. He argues that art is a form of personal expression and everyone should be allowed the freedom to explore their creativity. To support Senpai's argument, Nagatoro and the girls rally behind the president, providing evidence in the form of camera footage captured by Yashi. The footage shows that the majority of students were sincere admirers of the president's work, dispelling the council's claims of immorality. Convinced by their united front, the student council agrees to allow the painting to remain but disqualifies the president from the competition, granting Senpai the victory and securing the future of the art club. Overjoyed by their triumph, the girls insist on subjecting the president to a playful punishment for losing. They gleefully dress her up in a sexy bunny girl costume, much to her chagrin. During the celebration, the president takes a moment to compliment Senpai's paintings, recognizing the depth of emotion and love infused within his artwork. Her words leave both Senpai and Nagatoro blushing, their hearts fluttering with a mixture of embarrassment and happiness. As the festival draws to a close, Senpai extends a special invitation to Nagatoro, inviting her to the closing event, a mesmerizing musical concert. They enjoy the enchanting melodies together, basking in the shared experience and reveling in their growing connection. The following day, Senpai finds himself captivated once again by Nagatoro's presence. He sketches her with meticulous detail, capturing her playful spirit on paper. Delighted by his artwork, Nagatoro playfully offers Senpai a reward, teasing him with the promise of another surprise. In a moment that takes them both by surprise, she leans in and kisses him on the cheek, leaving them both blushing and filled with a mixture of excitement and tenderness. As the cultural festival comes to an end, Senpai and Nagatoro's bond deepens, intertwining their artistic endeavors with their burgeoning emotions. Their journey is far from over, but with each passing day they find solace in their shared experiences and the knowledge that their connection goes beyond art. It is a bond forged in understanding, trust, and the beauty of two souls intertwining.